Jacob Zuma, the former president, will finally appear in court and is anticipated to go on trial 20 years after he was first accused of wrongdoing related to the arms deal. Please kindly hit on the subscribe button as we go into the details. On Thursday, Judge Nkosinathi Chili verified that dates for Zuma's trial had been set between April and September 2025 by Judge President Thoba Portia Poyodolwadi of the KwaZulu-Natal High Court. Zuma returned to the Pietermaritzburg KwaZulu-Natal High Court to await the scheduling of his last trial. But in order to have another pretrial meeting, Judge Nkosinathi Chili rescheduled the case against Zuma until August 29th. The state and French arms manufacturer Thales had also agreed that the case could proceed for 3 weeks starting in November of this year, according to Zuma's arms deal prosecutor Billy Downer, who spoke with Chili. However, Zuma's attorney, Advocate Dali Mpofu, stated that the former president was not available at all at that time. According to News 24, Zuma did not appear in court for the hearing on Thursday morning. According to Mthunzi Maga, a spokesman for the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, the state anticipated that the case would not face any further delays. Maga said that they can never completely rule out Zuma putting up another fight to keep his weapons deal's corruption prosecution from proceeding. We can never completely count out the chance that Mr. Zuma may put up another obstacle to prevent this from moving forward. There seems to be a pattern, even Judge Kuhn has noted it, that this seems to be a delay strategy on their side, particularly with Mr. Zuma. Maga said that the state is prepared to go on with the trial and that Zuma is unable to challenge the dismissal via legal channels. It doesn't in the sense that the case isn't resolved by the judgment alone. Let them give Mr. Zuma his day in court. They can still address this at the conclusion of the trial. He has been publicly appealing for a chance to appear in court and establish his innocence. On April 14th, he will have the chance to defend himself against these accusations, which we think we will prove, Maga said. Attorney Zuma said that they filed an appeal against the denial of his most recent attempt to have Prosecutor Downer, who was involved in the weapons deal, removed from the case. 3 years ago, Zuma was certified trial-ready, but his persistent attempts to get Downer removed have caused the issue to be postponed. Zuma's most recent appeal application, according to the state, is manifestly an abuse of court process and is just another example of his Stalingrad defense strategy, which it claims has the improper intent and purpose of delaying justice in this matter, as evidenced by successive litigation since 2005 aimed at postponing this trial. The state stated this in court documents. The state said that this prosecution had been delayed for more than 15 years. Judge Chili, who was ruling at the time, rejected Zuma's attempt to have Downer removed in March. Zuma attempted to remove Downer from his weapons deal corruption trial a second time, but was unsuccessful. Chili rejected Zuma's most recent attempt to have Downer resign from his position as his prosecutor, concluding that the former president had not shown that Downer's ongoing prosecution would deny him the right to a fair trial. After hearing arguments from both sides, reviewing pertinent case law, and, most significantly, considering the 4 pillars that Mr. Zuma cited, I do not believe that Mr. Zuma was able to prove that Mr. Downer's continued involvement as the prosecutor in this case would jeopardize his right to a fair trial, which is guaranteed by Section 35, subsection 3 of the Constitution. As a result, Chili issued the following decree. The application to remove Mr. Downer from his position as public prosecutor in the criminal prosecution of Mr. Zuma and Thales South Africa is dismissed. Chili said he would explain the reasons in his final verdict at the conclusion of the trial, but he did not provide any explanation for his decision. The former president gave Mpofu detailed instructions to proceed with an application for leave to appeal. According to Mpofu, in addition to accusing Downer of prosecutorial prejudice, Zuma objected to Downer spearheading his prosecution on behalf of the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, arguing that Downer lacked the authority to bring charges against him. The prosecution said before Judge Chili in October of last year that Zuma's most recent attempt to have Downer removed was already doomed, since the foundation of his case have been repeatedly and emphatically dismissed in 6 separate court decisions. A number of allegations, including fraud, corruption, money laundering,